Hi, I'm Chris McCoy, and welcome to the Memphis Flyer podcast. Every week, we use our mouths to tell you about what we write about in the paper. And this week, I'm joined by perhaps my favorite guest, Alex Greene.
Well, thank you for that, Chris. It's great to be here.
I think you're probably our most frequent flyer on this little endeavor, maybe.
Oh, yeah, could be.
Yeah, but you have big plans for the fourth?
No, mainly protecting my dog's ears.
Oh no,
and psyches. They're fragile little psyches. They're going to be cowering in various parts of my house. So I just try to hunker down with them and give them lots of pets.
Try to keep them sane. Try to keep them...
And try to keep them from driving me insane.
Wow. Yeah. Well, I'm probably going to watch fireworks and drive some drive some folks insane. Drive some dogs insane.
Yeah.
You know, that's just life in these United States, I guess. So this week you had the cover story, and it was about protest music in Memphis from Memphis musicians.
Yeah. I thought that would be a really interesting a way to approach the 4th of July.
Yeah.
And as I say in the story, this 4th of July hits differently with the current administration attacking huge segments of our population.
Showing off their brand new concentration camp in time for the 4th.
Right.
Nothing says America like a concentration camp.
Yes, in the swamps of Florida.
Yeah.
And devastating cuts to Medicaid and, following a whole series of cuts to crucial medical research and academia.
Wiping out the National Science Foundation, wiping out the National Institute for Health, wiping out the National Endowment for the Humanities, wiping out the National Endowment for the Arts.
Yeah.
It's almost like a fascist takeover.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'll tell you why I like this story.
Yeah.
Because on the 4th of July, I have for many years made a point of I listen to protest music on the 4th of July.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I listen to Bruce Springsteen, like early Springsteen. I listen to all of Marvin Gaye's What's Going On from beginning to end.
Great.
I listen to Public Enemy's Fear of a Black Planet, which I think is the greatest rap album ever made. And I get mad at the government.
Yeah.
My tummy hurts and I'm mad at the government.
Yeah. Well, and I often listen to the Clash, which they've stuck with me all these years since I was a fan, in the 70s. Mm-hmm. And so I'll be cranking I'm So Bored with the USA.
Yeah.
So, red, white, and blue.
But I'm going to add these Memphis songs to my patriotic playlist.
Yes, please do. In fact, if you read the online article, I would point out that all the songs are linked. The song titles link to mainly Bandcamp, Spotify in a couple of cases, where you can listen to each one of them as you read along. So please do that. I quote extensively from all the songs because it's all about the lyrics. These are people putting the hard-hitting music together with hard-hitting lyrics that don't pull any punches. And so it's easy enough to put the lyrics in the story, but it really... the other half of it is to hear the music, and that's the beauty of it, really.
Yeah. So you talked to Haley Ivy from Little Baby Tendencies, who is awesome.
Yeah. She's one of the most outspoken singer-songwriters in town now, with her group Little Baby Tendencies. It's a duo with her singing, playing guitar, and then a drummer. And she just puts her whole spirit into the songs when she performs and when she records too, and it just comes through as you listen. This passionate scream of anguish in much of her music, and anguish and anger, and she calls out the fascists for what they are.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and the thing about it is, she's a flautist by training.
Yeah, right.
She's such a bundle of contradictions. I recently produced a music video for her with director Ben Seiler, and that should be out in a few weeks.
Oh,
but
great.
I've always been super impressed with her music and with her politics. And then also, you talked to both Chinese Connection Dub Embassy folks who are always in it, and Cease and Desist. Rico from Cease and Desist too, right?
Yeah. So kind of, all connected through Omar Higgins' version of Negro Terror, and they used to play it together with Omar, Rico, and David Higgins, and
Raid is his name? Is the drummer?
Yeah, Raid. So Rico and Raid splintered off, and they had a different vision, which I really didn't delve into. I'm not really sure what was up with that, but they're both doing great stuff now.
They are. I don't want to get involved with that.
Yeah.
It's somebody's beef. But two great bands. Cease and Desist are amazing live, and CCDE, and there's also a Negro Terror associated with them. But Chinese Connection Dub Embassy has always been great. And, man, I miss Omar more than ever these days. We sure need him.
Yeah. Thank goodness, his compatriots are kind of carrying the torch. And interestingly, both the Chinese Connection Dub Embassy track I reference, and the Cease and Desist kind of deal with a kind of an inner state of activism. Like Cease and Desist is their song is stand up for something, and just it really starts with that, with a determination within yourself that you are you're mad as hell and you're not going to take it anymore.
That's right. Keep on rocking in the free world.
Yeah.
And then you talked to Tim Prudhomme from Fake, and he has been doing some great work lately, I think.
Yes, I love Fake, and I love his whole minimalist songwriting style. Always very sparse words, but very pithy, and each one is indispensable, each line of his songs.
That's how you can tell it's good writing.
Yeah. Exactly. And he has a long history of mixing in politics into his other songs, which can be funny or wry humor or what have you. But way back when I played with him in the Love Clowns, he brought a song to the Love Clowns called George W. Hitler, which we didn't know how good we had it back then.
No.
George W. and compared to now.
Pretty much says it all, that title, I feel
like.
Yeah.
And then he had another band I joined for a time called Boink.
Oh, I remember Boink. Yeah.
And so with that band, we had a song called 8645. And
so far ahead of your time.
Yeah.
Really, a decade ahead of your time.
Now 8647 has become a thing.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
But we don't have to go into what that means or all the people. You get it, I'm sure.
You get it. So check that out online. we hope so you can link to the songs and listen to them. But we also love people to pick up the physical copies. We got more than 300 boxes around town where you can pick one up. We have one less box now, though, because one was sitting out in front of Celtic Crossing when an older gentleman, had a medical crisis and smashed into the front of Celtic Crossing. Took out. If it had been a few hours later, because it happened first thing in the morning, if it had been a few hours later, it would have killed some people on that, for sure. But it took out one of our boxes. So we're down one, folks. One more.
We'll rush to fix that situation.
We'll get one over there. Yeah, we'll get one over there.
We have like a Memphis Flyer box ambulance, don't we? That runs around and does repairs.
Well, it's really a truck. really more of a pickup truck. But there is, yes, we do have a street team that deals with that. And so you can, for the 4th of July, if you're not going to cower in your home with your dogs, there are other things you can do. And you can look at on the Memphis Flyer calendar and find out a whole bunch of those. And then we will see you next week. Happy 4th of July. Keep the faith. And God bless America.
Yes. Let's reclaim the flag.
Let's reclaim
this 4th of July.
That's what I never not claimed the flag.